get my 6. So I tried to start this video out really cool by like flipping my stick and catching it and talking at the same time, but I dropped my stick, so I'll just start talking. So it's so strange. When I came out of the house and walked up here to the campground into the woods to tell this story, there was a fierce wind. And now, as you can hear, it's eerily still. It's kind of creepy. But I personally believe it's because we may or may not have an audience right now. And I'm not talking about all you folks watching on YouTube. Here's what's going on. And here's the reasoning behind this very impromptu, very unplanned video. So, have you ever had a dream that seems so real that it seems like it was real, like it wasn't a dream? Something like that happened today, and I wanted to share the contents of this dream with you because it's relevant to some strange things that have been going on around here lately. Now, what's strange about it, most strange, is that I'd gone out to get firewood with our little firewood cart. Well, our cart that we use for so many things, but this time of year, predominantly firewood. I thought I heard a howl off in the distance, but there's no way that could possibly be right, because these videos... Okay, so anyway, I go out. I'm just going to pan around a little bit here as I talk, so make sure to be watching all around me as I do this. So I go out, I get a cartload of firewood, I go in the house. It's been exceptionally cold here today in Central Virginia. It's been in the low 40s. I remember putting new wood on the fire, but I don't remember laying down on the couch to take a nap or to go to sleep. This was mid-afternoon when the day was at the peak temperature. However, I did dream and I did wake up. I woke up from the couch. I don't remember laying on and going to sleep, but I can tell you what I dreamed. In my dream, I was still out at our firewood pile, putting wood in the cart that I'd already loaded and taken back to the house when I was approached by a mist. Now I'm hearing what sounds like a bird behind me, even though the forest had been silent ever since. Keep your eye open right here in this area. I don't have my cutouts with me. I thought I heard footsteps back this way. You know, people have mentioned potentially having portals in this section of my forest, and I hear what sounds like tree knocks and footsteps in between tree knocks, and then extreme silence after that. Sorry, I know you're probably saying, on with the story, on with the story. So anyway, in my dream, I'm getting firewood, I'm loading the cart, and a mist appears from out of the forest, which has been an area of a lot of activity since we've been here 3.5 years. We've got a lot of videos in this section of the forest where we've experienced, and folks who have watched the videos have witnessed a lot of activity. Right back here behind me is where I thought I heard footsteps just a moment ago. So this mist hovers and it speaks to me. It has a voice and it's asking me for help. Now, if this were to happen like right now, I'd probably take off running again. A lot of you folks are always like, what are you running from? Why do you always run away at the end of your videos? We're out there hearing things and it looks like we're seeing things, and then you always run at the last minute. What are you running from? Well, if I were to see this mist, you wouldn't see it because I would run. But in the dream, I wasn't scared. And it's not as if it was speaking to me in a voice, almost like telepathy, but it was saying, we need your help. And I said, how can I help you? Who are you? And it said, I am a host. I come on behalf of many. And and again, I'm not speaking words to it. I'm kind of speaking telepathically to it. And I'm asking it, who do you represent? Who are these many? And this energy source says to me, the spirits of the forest, whose homes have been decimated. We need your help. And so instantly, and yes, I am slowly panning. I thought I saw something back there. Keep your eyes open. This is a very mysterious time of day here. Things seem to peek out from behind trees and walk around on two legs and disappear. So anyway, the energy says to me, we need a new home before we expire. Our energy runs low. We cannot last. We need your help. And during this dream, again, I felt no fear. I felt, if anything, extreme peace and a strong desire and willingness to help this entity who came speaking on behalf of many. And I questioned no further, and I simply said, tell me what to do. What is it that I can do to help you and those whom you represent? I thought I heard that howl again. And more footsteps from a different direction. So I'm going to step over this way, and you get my 6 back here on the other side. So in essence, the voice, which came to me mentally, telepathically, through the mist, says, we are the spirits of the forest. We are the beings of the trees. They have taken our homes. Our lights dim. Our energy runs low. We need hosts in mass, or we shall perish. And then it was like I got to see a glimpse of tens of thousands of years of these spirits, these energies. They swirled around like rainbow-colored lights from tree to tree. It's as if one would go inside of a little sapling, maybe something that was this tall that had the year before only been an acorn. And its life energy remained in this being for 350, 400 years as it became a large, tall, mighty oak. And as that oak fell to the forest floor, that didn't sound like any known bird in this region. So as the mighty oaks would fall and become soil for the next generation of acorns to become massive trees, the cycle would continue, it would continue. And as the energy sources left one tree, they would find refuge in the sapling of another, and there they would spend the next several centuries. And this has gone on and on and on until we came up to closer to modern times, and things just started looking different. The light that these energy sources were giving off were dim. Some of them died. They went out. And so I understood, to my sense of understanding, you know, here recently, some of the folks out here, and I'm not judging folks, and I'm not, and I'm totally not, I'm not against timbering or harvesting natural resources. I totally believe in doing so responsibly. I understand the importance of it all. But here lately, there's been a lot of areas out here close to us to where they've been taking down trees, and I don't think they're planting 3 for every one they take, like, whether you knew it or not, and like you want to believe it or not, responsible timber companies do. Most major timber companies, at least in the U.S., will plant 3 trees for every one that they harvest. There's actually more trees today in the United States than there was when the English settled Jamestown in 1604 because of this. However, it's not happened everywhere, and it's not happened consistently. It's not happened evenly. And it's taken place largely on mass timbering operations, but it hasn't taken place where a lot of folks have gone in, bought mom and dad's old farm that the next generation or third generation couldn't afford to pay the estate taxes on, and therefore had to sell half the land to settle the estate taxes. They come in, they take down all the trees, and they throw up 80 houses that all look the same, and it's the latest faddish subdivision to live in that community. Those trees aren't always replaced. Rarely are they ever. And that's what we've been seeing around here, and this is what's going on now, and this, I believe, is why the representative of this collection of spirits came to me in this dream today and told me, we need your trees. So I get it, and I said to the spirit, why don't you just possess the trees around me? As you watch in the background behind me here, as you're getting my 6, as you're watching for movement and listening for sounds. And the answer was, those trees are already inhabited. They're full. We need new trees. And I said, well, I've got a nursery down here with about 1,500 trees in it. My beautiful bride, Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, and myself have been growing for years. Just jump in there. They're waiting on you. They're saplings. They're 3 or 4 years old. You know, we've been raising them. We're going to sell them. They've done really well. And the voice who represented the mass of the forest spirits said, this is our home. We cannot go into such a tree where we may end up in a subdivision on the other side of the county. Secondly, those trees in your nursery, in your pots, are not firmly rooted in soil. They are somewhat marginally rooted in planting pots. And the voice said to me telepathically, if you want to help us the right way, you need to plant those trees on this property close to our home where we've been for eons, where we've been long before your kind has even been in existence. And I said, without even questioning further, I will do it. I will start in March, just before these trees come out of dormancy and start to bud. And the voice said, we can't wait. You must do it now, during winter. And I said, but won't they die? And the voice said, no, these trees are dormant. And I said, but won't the bucks scrape you up with their antlers because they're in rut? And the voice said, no, not once we take possession of the trees. And we will do so the night after the day you plant them. And I said, well, how will the animals know you're there? How will they know not to rub the trees? And the animals said, or the voice said, the animals, unlike you, can still see with their eyes. They can still hear with their ears. And they can still love and feel with their hearts. They have not become desensitized to the things the senses can perceive if you've not been blinded by culture and society. And I was floored. And at that instant, I woke up, I sat up, and my beautiful bride, Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, happened to be walking into the room, and she said, I see you got the wood. And I said, yeah, I did, but I don't remember laying down. And she said, well, I just heard you a minute ago stacking wood on the wood rack here in the living room, so you must have just sat down. And I said, I think I've been laying here sleeping. I think I just had a dream that lasted about 30 minutes. And she said, you went out to get wood 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. You haven't been gone for 30 minutes. So it's not just that the dream was strange, but the time frame in which the dream took place isn't possible, which is also strange. And now that I've completed the story and I've told it in full, the wind, which had blown fiercely almost all day but silenced once I came up here, has come back. If you listen, you can hear it. Just another example of the kind of thing you can't make up. It's one of many oddities we have captured repeatedly and numerous times on these videos for more than a year now. You think what you want. I know what I think. And beginning tomorrow morning, no matter how cold it is and how many big bucks I've got out here on my property tearing up my Leland cypresses and fruit trees I've planted, I'm going to plant the trees from my nursery. They're no longer for future sale. And we've got tens of thousands of dollars worth of trees down there. They're going here on this property along these potential ley lines because somebody or something else already considers them home. Thanks for being with me here for another episode of the PBS. The Potential Bigfoot Sasquatch Show.